Hey, score big every Sunday night with a $100,000 jackpot. It is the NBC Sports Predictor app giving you a shot at winning $100,000. You heard me, $100,000 by entering Sunday Night 7's free. You heard me, free contest between the Niners and the Broncos. So if you don't have the NBC Sports Predictor app, go download it now. Thank me later. By the way, if you want to compete against me and Jay, use the code ROTO2022 to join our league. All right, so the Sports Predictor app, obviously, the Sunday Night 7, that's the game this week is Broncos-Niners.
Yeah.
Right here on NBC and Peacock. I'm a company man. And so let's start here. One of the props is about Russell Wilson, who has been bad.
Yeah, not great.
Has not been the kind of quarterback that if you just look at the on-field performance, after the first two games, you're not like, who should get $250 million? That guy.
Yeah. Niners are favorite now on BetMGM, minus 1.5. That's flipped. Yesterday, the Broncos were minus 1.5. So not a lot of confidence in the Broncos. But what are you doing with Russ? Passing yards.
In terms of passing yards, I'm going 280 plus. So there's wider range. I mean, remember, Russell Wilson in week 1 had 340 passing yards. Now, last week against the Texans, he only had 219 passing yards. San Francisco comes in. I think you'll look at the stats and say, like, wow, their defense is really good. But is it? Like, we think it is, but we just don't know.
Yep.
Week 1, they played in a monsoon against the Bears, who couldn't get anything going. And week 2, they played Geno Smith. They haven't played a real quarterback yet. Now, I get it. Russell hasn't looked like a real quarterback yet either, but because they've gone to the red zone. Javonte fumbles once, Melvin Gordon fumbles once, and they got 3 McManus field goals. Like, that's the entirety of their red zone opportunities so far this year in Denver. I have to believe that that San Francisco will move the ball. Again, we are not rooting for anyone's injury, but I'm a believer that the Trey Lance injury and Garoppolo starting is a good thing ultimately for the 49ers offense. Not necessarily that Garoppolo is going to be a fantasy option, but just he brings a stability to that offense that allows Debo and Ayuk and Kittle, if he plays, and the running backs to do what they do.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that in a weird way, I think Lance, with him down, the range of outcomes for the Niners are just a little bit more condensed. I think now the Niners are probably more likely to get to 10 wins than they were, and they might even be less likely to win the Super Bowl just because Lance had more of the upside. My pick in this...
so Garoppolo, the other side of the ball. So you make picks. I'm taking the over on 280 passing yards. I think Sunday night Russ has a big game, and I do think the Niners move the ball against Seattle, so he's going to have to throw.
Yep.
And I think it'll be easier for them to throw against the Niners than it will be for them to run. Now, let's go for other side of the ball, Jimmy Garoppolo, passing yards. Where are you on Jimmy G?
Yep, so I'm going under 200 passing yards for Jimmy G, just because I think it's the biggest range of outcomes is beneath that. He went under 7 times last season, and there are a lot of game scripts where Jimmy G, particularly if they're winning and winning early, Kyle Shanahan loves to run the ball with a lead. So that would be my pick.
Yeah, and especially, by the way, if there's a turnover, and that kind of stuff, and because we do think that, the Broncos defense is obviously struggling there. There's also a question about, so let's I'm going to cheat a little bit because last segment we did the, keep it open, or close it out segment.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that right now for Russell Wilson as well. Where are you on Russell Wilson? Are you he's been bad. He ain't been the guy you drafted him to be through the first 2 weeks, and now he's on the road. I believe the game's in San Francisco, correct? Is it?
No, they're at home.
No, it's in Denver. I apologize. So he's at home in primetime, which is helpful, but still, he's playing the Niners in primetime. Where are you on Russell Wilson? Are you starting him against the 49ers?
I am. I would be patient on Russell Wilson. He's still got the 7th highest average depth of target in the league. He's still throwing it deep. I mean, this is game. He played for a decade in Seattle. Now he's on a new team, new coach, new system, new receivers. It's 2 games. How much differently are we thinking about the Broncos and Russ if Javonte Williams doesn't fumble at the 1 in week 1? If Melvin Gordon doesn't fumble at the 1 and they just beat Seattle and then they're 2-0? And then I think everyone is kind of off Russ's back. Also, I wouldn't just completely give up on Nathaniel Hackett yet. It's been 2 weeks.
Right.
Let's just cool it on the Broncos. Maybe they're not any good, but let's see what they do against San Francisco first.
I would agree with that as well. I'm starting Russell Wilson if I have him this week. I'm not feeling good about it.
No.
But again, because by the way, there's not a lot on the waiver wire. That's always saying like, okay, you're not going to start Russell Wilson. Well, then who are you starting?
Exactly.
Because Carson Wentz is out there, but I'm nervous about him against the Eagles, against both his former team and a very good defense.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm wearing this today because I don't believe I'm going to be able to wear it on Monday.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about? All right. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, okay? Respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.